of public accepting transsexuals during that period. I'm talking about the 1990s. And so a lot of stories came about. And most of it was painful. And it all started from homes. So that sort of triggered me to write a script and let our audience know what exactly is happening. And during that period, such topics were such a taboo, so it has to be handled very conservatively, yet the message has to go across. So when I started doing research on this, I visited a lot of Akkas, a lot of sisters, and then got their story, did a little bit of background reading as well, just to make it more authentic in the sense that despite the fact that the story is real to a certain extent, there were certain elements that I had to intellectually put in the play. So yeah, it all started like that. And during then, I had a lot of problem in staging this production because initially, during the actual setting, we sort of stripped the guy, and then there was sort of a love-making process, not exactly a sex thing, but a love-making process was happening. So a lot of controversial feedbacks and remarks were created. But the press picked it up, and they sort of encouraged and said, yeah, this is the way to go, and in the Tamil site, and such topics are not covered. So they sort of pushed us to propel this theme further. So that's how it all started.
I think so. I'm sure you've got more questions for Selva, but I'd like to hear from the other panelists first, like about their personal reactions to this play. I mean, Sonia, I'm sure you've got a lot to say, but I'm going to start with my director, right, and ask Ward.
What really fascinates me is looking at all the different kinds of attitudes and responses to the whole question of trans people in Southeast Asia. My own experiences in Burma and Indonesia, in a lot of Southeast Asia, there's been a long history of relative tolerance of trans people, famously the Katoi in Thailand, similar people in Indonesia and Java, so on and so forth. The question is, can such people continue to enjoy some sort of tolerance in modernizing Southeast Asian countries? And it's a very complicated situation. Historically in Southeast Asia, what really mattered was gender binarism. And as long as you were willing to present yourself as definitely masculine or feminine, you were kind of given a pass. If you were a biological male deciding you wanted to present yourself in a feminine fashion, you suffered some derision and even contempt, but it was kind of up to you. In Singapore, you have a Chinese population, you have an Indian population, where there are other kinds of questions that enter into it, such as kinship. What kind of relationship with the family, especially in patrilineal societies, which both China and most of South Asia are. So the issues get altered quite a bit, but it's a fascinating array of different kinds of possibilities and different kinds of attitudes that are at play in this part of the world. And that's what makes it particularly interesting to look at in this situation, though by no means easy or straightforward how people actually experience the condition.
Thanks so much, Ward. Okay, Sonia, would you... okay, no, actually, why don't we let Tricia go first? Tricia, sorry we've marginalized you all the way to the right.
It's okay.
Tricia, could you say a little about your reaction to this play?
Can I say I like it very much? Though it's short, but it sort of states the case of why should all transgender people end up as sex workers? Why? Because we can't find any other thing to do. And we have to survive. And that seems to be the only way out. And for me, I don't have the guts. So I didn't go into that, but I wanted to. I almost wanted to, but in the end, I just starved myself, trying to budget myself and just live as much as I can. And that was before I was out. That was during the 10 years of transition, I was in the darkest period of my life when you're in between man and woman. you know, when you when you look one way and then people just don't know how to figure out what you are, and that's the worst part. So I don't go out much, and I just stay at home and cook myself and whatever. 10 years passed, and then I told myself I have to come out. That's when I realized that I actually passed. So I start to get more public, so go out more, and then I get more into activism and stuff like that.
Yeah, thanks so much, Tricia. But I just wanted to say something. Not all transgender people become sex workers. Female to male transgender people don't become sex workers.
Correct.
It must include.
Okay. FTM are luckier because being from a woman to a man is always lucky, especially in Asian society, because you're gaining a son.
Oh.
Okay. So you know when you have a son, especially when you are the only or the eldest son, like as I am, and no, they don't. My mom don't take it very easily, and I only came out full time when she kicked the bucket. So I just need to, you know, I just told myself I need to live my life the way it's meant. Yeah.
All right, Sonia, I'd like you to tell us about, like, first of all, can I tell them about how my process of trying to find the right comedy for this show? I was at first I thought it's going to be quite hard to do this play because I don't think now that we're in the 21st century, I felt that Kamini should be played by a transgender woman, not by Selva again. Well, Selva would look lovely in a sari. So yeah, but I was lucky enough to bump into a friend of mine, into someone at the Pink Dot opening who was like who was a young Tamil transgender woman, and I said like, hey, would you be interested in this play? And I emailed it to her, and she said, yes, it sounds awesome. And then, yeah, but first of all, she had a lot of schedule conflicts, and then later on, I found out Tamil is really difficult to read. You might speak it all the time, but the literary Tamil is really hard to read. And so I said, like, oh, can you recommend me someone else? And he said, oh yeah, there's this girl. And I called up this girl. She was Malayali. And she studied Malay in school. So, and she gave me Sonia's contact, and Sonia said we had to play. Sonia immediately said yes. And even though Sonia, you lead such a busy schedule, you come for all these rehearsals, and Selva and Suresh have had to, also had to structure rehearsals in a very interesting way because Suresh also has a day job. But yeah, I mean, I was just really impressed because I was also on your WhatsApp list. I just see it like, oh my God, you are committing so much time to this, and you are really committed. So Sonia, could you actually tell us about like why were you so committed to doing a play like this, and what do you like about it so much? Well, what do you like or dislike about it?
Thank you, everybody. At first, I actually very interested to do this play, Akka, because I've known this play for about 25, 22.
You heard about it?
Yeah, I was young at the time. Now I'm 36. It's 22 years ago that I knew that Selva was. I saw the newspaper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, newspaper and the Straits Times.
Yeah.
So at that time, I got like. There's some way that this production is doing a kind of a drama or something like that. After that, I came to know that this Akka play is coming again. So I was actually very happy, but I didn't know that I will be the actress at the end of the day.
So someone told you we were doing it?
Yeah, actually, my friend whom you saw was Priyanka, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if we should mention. Yeah. But she'll be here for the 9:30
show. And she told me that she is this kind of play. I said, I'm so happy for you, there's no other transgender who wants to walk around, come up with this kind of ideas, because everybody, they will be shy for themselves. Not everybody will come out to do this. But I was so happy. But later, then she got something. She couldn't make it, and
drama.
Yes. But it was a nice time with our director. He scolded me so many times, but I still I learned things because this is not my line. This is not my life. Dancing is very easy, just music and we will dance. But this is different. We have to get it done correctly. So he teach me a lot about these few days I was with them. Also, I've learned something new. This is like I'm acting. Thank you for Selva for this. And my co-actor, I need to say about this. My actor Suresh was like very easygoing towards me, but he teaches me a lot too. For my timing, I got so much of time, and he have to wait for me every time. Then he have to rush over, and all this. I think we have to give him a really a clap for him. Really, thank you, Suresh, for that. That's it. I'm enjoying Akka. Actually, I come forward to this to become an actress for this Akka because I want somebody from there to get a point. Something is really happening here. How are they struggling outside? Thank you.
Okay. All right. We've got quite a big audience here. Considering our space, and so I'd like to ask you: are there any questions for any of our panelists? And whether you're curious about the play or living as a transgender woman, or what the hell is happening in Mandalay?
Come on, don't be shy. I'm sure there's a lot of questions there.
Sorry, just one simple thing. What's a yellow card? I have no clue what it is.
What's a yellow card? Oh, yellow card.
Okay. Yellow card means it's like a medical scheme card. We are actually protected. We have to go for medical test every month. So we are required to go for this test and all that. I think